Aloha! Welcome to Live Yoga channel. I'm Terra, this is Evan. Roll out your mat. We've got an hour-ish asana practice to do together today. We're so happy that you're choosing to tune in with us. So wherever you are in the world, please find some comfortable cross-legged position on your mat. It's all right if you have some space in between your legs. It's okay if you have a pillow underneath of your seat. Get some comfort and get a long spine. We're going to roll our shoulders up and down. Take our palms to our knees. Touch the thumb and the first fingertip together. Close the eyes gently. Bring the gaze in between the eyebrow center. Tilt down the chin ever so slightly and bring your awareness to the upper lip as the breath moves in and out of the nostrils. Begin to lengthen your inhalations and exhalations. Feeling your body grow tall as you inhale. And then as you exhale, feeling all of the bones, fascia, and tissue return. Feeling the length and the expansion as you grow tall with each inhalation. And then as you exhale, grounding, rooting, reconnecting to the earth below. We're going to utilize our breath as our guide to our practice today, so that if you find that you're feeling constricted, making funny faces, it's hard to breathe, this is a cue to back off. Take it a little bit easier. This is your practice, your body. We're all different. Depends on how we slept, what we ate. On your next inhalation, gift yourself an intention, a reason why you've rolled out your mat today to practice with us, and hold that in your mind's eye so that throughout practice, if you find that the mind is wandering, I hate this pose, I love this pose, come back to your reason of why. Self-care, relaxation, connection. And so it is. Go ahead, everybody, let's open our eyes. We'll get started with a round of a breath practice, pranayama known as Kapalabhati. In English, we say skull shining breath. So we'll do, follow my cues, but we'll do a forceful exhalation through the nose, which also is a drawing back of the belly button towards the spine, and then the passive inhalation to follow. So you'll focus on the exhale. This is going to help to clear stress and tension in and around the brain. So go ahead and inhale, exhale, 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 exhale. Keep going. We're warming up in the belly, bringing heat to the body, clearing and purifying the mind. Draw the perineum up as if you're keeping yourself from going to the loo. Keep going. Exhale, 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 exhale. All the breath. Inhale, half lung of air. Pause, breath retention. We're going to press our hands into our thighs, draw the shoulders up to the to the ears, drop that chin into the chest. Hold the breath in. This is a kumbha, breath retention. We're building prana or life force energy within the body. When you need the breath, simply let go. Take in a bit more air through the nostrils. Exhale slowly. Return the breath to normal. Great job, yogis. This helps to activate the belly and our core, clear out the brain. Let's next move to yoga for the eyes. moving through our warm-up. So I'm going to ask you to keep your head and neck straight, moving only the eyeballs. So as you inhale deeply, exhale, look down, look up, look down, look up, look down, look up, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look far right, far left, far right, far left, far right, far left, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look down, far right, look up, far left, look down, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look down, far left, look up, far right, look down, center. Now instead of stretching the eyes, we're going to focus the eyes. Tratakan, draw your right arm up about shoulder height, not too high, not too low. Take your index finger pointed up towards the ceiling. Gaze to your fingertip. And then gently bend the elbow and slowly draw the fingertip towards the nose. Do your best to not blink as you stare at the fingertip. Take it back out slowly. When the elbow is straight, look past the finger. Bring your gaze back to the fingertip. Bend the elbow gently, trying not to blink. It's okay if you do, no hard and fast rules. When your elbow is straight, take your gaze past the finger. Last time, bring your focus to the fingertip. When the elbow is straight, look past the finger. Release the palms. Let's go ahead and build some heat into those healing hands. This one is to send some healing energy from our body to those eyes that are spending so much time in front of screens these days, on the devices and the computers and the TVs. So let's go ahead and build up some healing energy and take the right palm and cup it over the right eye. Take the left palm and cup it over the left eye. Do your best to keep any light from coming in between your fingertips and gaze into the center of your palms. You're breathing slowly in and out of the nostrils. Healthy, healthy eyes, reminding ourselves how grateful we are for the gift to see. Go ahead and release the hands. Interlace those fingertips and press those palms away. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Stretch in the shoulders and side body. Reach those palms up towards the heavens. Keep your chin parallel to the earth. Go ahead and close the eyes. Bring your gaze in between your eyebrow center and allow your breath to be long. You might notice a slight constriction in the back of the throat, the epiglottis. Let's activate our ujjayic breathing, our ocean-like breath. This helps to engage the parasympathetic system throughout our practice. Ocean-like breathing. Go ahead and release the hands. Take the backs of the palms to touch. Take the right palm over the left. Interlace the hands. As we inhale, draw the hands towards the chest. Draw the elbows down and then back out again to your degree. Notice that I can go further and then Evan is closer to his chest. Do what works for you. We're warming up from our fingertips, our wrists, our elbows, and our shoulders. We're breathing slowly here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale the hands back towards the chest, back out. We're going to reverse directions. Inhale the hands close to the chest. Now this side you may feel more open or more tight. So go to your degree and then breathe slowly. Keeping a smile on the face. If it's hard to breathe and hard to smile, then it's a cue from the body to back off some. This is your practice, your body. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands, shake it out. We're going to move back onto our mat. I'm going to close this door some. Extend the legs out in front of you, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Dandasana, stick pose. Go ahead and Pull the excess flesh away from the sits bones. Toes are up towards the sky. We're going to move to yoga for the toes. So doing toe cranks, moving only the toes forward and back. For 1, release, 2, release, 3, release, 4, release, 5, release, 6, and hold. Go ahead and shake out the toes. Let's cross the right leg over the left. And just like we interlace the fingers, let's interlace the toes. 1 toe is fantastic. 2 is amazing. 3 is magnificent. Give it a try. If this is your first time and it feels awkward, keep a light attitude. You know, as the yogis, we say to ourselves, maybe next week, maybe next month. You know, we keep a positive and light attitude. Go ahead and squeeze and release. Release the legs, cross the other foot, and we'll try the same on the other side. We're warming up the toes, all the nerve endings from the tip of the toes all the way up the legs to the sciatica nerve, which connects the lower half of the body to the upper half of the body. So go ahead and squeeze for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Warming up the vayus in the ankles. Let's move the ankles forward and back for 1, release, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold. Let's make circles with our ankles. Clockwise, 5 and 6, opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Beautiful. Warming up the knees. So bend the left knee into the chest. Grab onto your elbows underneath and then sit tall. We're going to make circles with our knee first clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Opposite direction. Go ahead and release that leg. Switch to the other side. Sit tall first and then go to the clockwise direction. Opposite. 5 and 6. Great job. So warming up, moving to the front of the mat, we're going to warm up the quads. So take your right foot on the inside of the left thigh. Take your left heel on the outside of the left hip. Now, depending on how you're feeling today, how you slept, what you ate last night, or today, you can walk your hands back, and this can be plenty. You might feel a really nice stretch here. And so you're just going to go to your degree and then find your long, gentle breath. Perhaps if you're on your hands and you want to take it down to your elbows, you can let your head hang back. If that feels good to you and you have the privilege to lay down completely on your spine like Evan is showing, then you can take your hands overhead and grab onto your elbows and breathe slowly here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale your hands, bring them back down by your sides. Help your body upright. We're going to change sides. Take your time, please. We may feel different on this side. I sometimes feel more open or more tight, and just honoring the communication from our body. So first, take the left heel into the inside of the right thigh. Take the right heel on the outside of the right hip. Walk the body back to your degree. Find some comfort. Maybe it's down on your elbows, or the spine is all the way down on the earth. And then find that long, steady breath. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, bring your hands back down by your side. Press into those hands. Help the body upright all the way to a standing position at the front of your mat. We're going to bring our feet together, our knees together, roll the shoulders up and back. Bring the hands by your sides and then let the palms rest parallel to the side body. Close the eyes. And first feel your feet connected to the floor beneath you. Whether you're on the earth outside at a park watching this, whether you're joining us from the from the ground floor or the 15th floor of a high-rise building. Feel supported beneath your feet. Imagine roots underneath of your feet, connecting into the earth and her frequency. Feeling grounded, rooted, and supported by Mother Earth. So very grateful for this life we get to live. Next, please bring your introspection, your awareness into that space in between the eyebrow center, about an inch above your mind's eye. And here, let's please imagine the most recent sunrise or sunset you've seen. As we move through our next series of poses, we move through Surya Namaskar, paying respect to the mighty sun that gives life to all beings on planet Earth. We're so very grateful for our personal relationship to the sun and the many gifts we receive on a daily basis. Let's inhale, open the eyes. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Look up, look back. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the waist, bringing the hands down to either your shins, the backs of your calves. Perhaps you have the privilege to bring your fingertips to the floor. Please note, this is the first stretch of the morning, of the day. No overstretching here. There's no need. If you're feeling tight behind in your hamstrings, go ahead and bend the knees. If you have your fingertips to the earth, allow your head to hang heavy. Bring the weight towards the front of the feet so that the sits bones are pointing up towards the heavens. Let your head hang. Breathing slowly here. If your fingertips can touch the earth, you have the privilege possibly to move your palms to the earth and take your fingertips back towards your ankles. Bend the elbows, draw the chest closer to the thighs for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everybody, bend the knees, take your fingertips towards the front of your toes. Take the left foot back, drop to the top of the knee and the top of the foot. As you inhale, draw the shoulders up and back, lunging into that front knee. Ashwasana Shalanasana, equestrian pose. So you're balancing on that back left knee and the top of the left foot as you lunge into your right knee, and your big right toe is in alignment with the center of the body. The chest is up towards the ceiling and your gaze is as far back on the ceiling behind you. Your breath is slow and steady. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands back to the mat. Tuck the back left toes. Exhale, send the right leg back to meet the left. Pressing all 4 corners of your palms into the mat. See if you can bring your elbows facing one another, the inner part of your elbows. Press both heels down towards the earth evenly. Let your head hang heavy. Let your sits bones come up towards the heavens. Feel the length all along the back body here. The bottom of the exhalation, we're going to drop to the knees, chest and chin. Ashtanga Namaskar, 8-limb pose. So 2 toes, 2 knees, chest, chin, and 2 hands. Come up onto your fingertips. Squeeze those elbows towards one another. The belly is up off the mat, so there's a space between the belly and your floor. Your gaze is down your nose, and you're breathing steadily. Release the palms to the earth. As you exhale, draw the belly towards the mat. Draw your hands on the mat. And on this first round, let's keep the forearms to the floor. And inhale the chest in between the shoulders. Take the gaze up. The butt is soft. The tops of the feet are on the mat. Sphinx pose. Exhale, release. Draw the hands underneath of your shoulders. Tuck the toes. Press into the palms. Lift those hips back. Mountain pose. Now in the West, we call this downward facing dog. But in the Himalayas, where our teacher's from, they refer to this as mountain pose. The body is shaped like a mountain. So notice that one knee might want to press back more than the other knee towards the wall behind you. See if you can press both knees evenly. Go ahead and take your left hand in between your hands. Drop to the right knee and the top of the right foot. Inhale, the shoulders up and back as you lunge into that front left knee. Drawing on some balance, and then take the chest up towards the sky. The arms are to the side and your gaze is as far back on the ceiling behind you. Lunge into that front left leg and breathe into the pelvis. Release the hands to the floor. Tuck the back right toes. As you exhale, bring the right leg up to meet the left. Forward fold. Release the head here. Notice that the body's starting to warm up here. You may be able to bring your fingertips to the floor. You may have the privilege to bring your palms to the earth. Drop the chin towards the chest. And the visualization here is that the top of the head is going down towards the top of the feet. So very grateful for this healthy, healthy spine. After your next exhalation, we're going to bend the knees gently. Draw the palms together as we inhale, the arms up overhead. Look up, look back. Exhale the hands through prayer position. Release the hands to the side. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Look up, look back. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the waist. Bend the knees, right leg back. Drop to the knee and the top of the foot as you inhale up towards the ceiling. Take the chest up and look as far back as you can. Release the hands to the mat. Tuck the back right toes. Exhale the left leg, mountain pose. At the bottom of the exhalation, hold the breath out and we'll drop to our knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, drop the belly to the mat. Drop the top of the feet. Keep your hands in underneath of your shoulders. Lift up into cobra. Look up through the eyebrow center. Exhale, release the chest back down. Tuck the toes, press with the palms, lift the hips back and away, coming into your version of mountain pose. Take the right foot in between the hands, drop to the top of the left knee and the top of the left foot. Inhale, the heart up and back. Exhale, release the hands to the mat, tuck the left toes and bring the left leg up to meet the right. Forward fold. Hands together, inhale, palms up overhead. Exhale through prayer position. Release the hand to your sides. Close the eyes. Take your awareness inwards. The body's starting to warm up here. Our hips are more aligned, our shoulders are more aligned. And that space in between the eyebrow center, I'd like you to visualize the last full moon that you've seen in the night sky. We're approaching A full moon this Friday. And similar to the sun, the yogis also acknowledge life and how it's impacted by the almighty moon. How the moon and her phases, the gravitational pull on planet Earth impacts the waters on our planet with the tides rising and falling. And similar to our inner aquarium, the waters in our body, the blood, the plasma, the lymph fluids, all the fluids of our body impacted by the rise and fall of the tides of the moon. So we practice Chandra Namaskar to make the mind our very best friend, taming the mind. We'll do the same thing, changing only the 4th and 9th postures. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Look up, look back. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the waist. Make the adjustment. Bring the weight towards the balls of your feet. Notice how that sends your sits bones up towards the heavens. Lengthening all along the back body. As you drop your chin in towards your chest, you can feel that length, and you can even begin to bend the elbows. Draw the chest closer towards the thighs. Fingertips at the front of your toes. Bend the knees. Take the left leg back. Drop to the knee and the top of the foot. This time as we inhale, bring the hands through prayer position. We're going to make a steeple and take the arms up overhead as we lunge into crescent moon position. If this feels uncomfortable with your hands, you can take your arms parallel. There's no hard and fast rules. This is your practice. Or lunging into that front leg. We're taking our gaze up towards the heavens. Take the chest up towards the sky. And we're breathing slow and steady for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands to the mat. Tuck the back left toes. Exhale, send that right leg back to meet the left. Mountain pose. Inhale deeply, open the mouth and let out the breath with a nice keep the breath out, and then begin to draw your belly button up and down, up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. We're bringing yoga to the organs, massage the organs here. Up, down, up, down, up, down. To your degree, it's okay if it feels awkward. Exhale, release. The bottom of your next exhalation will drop to the knees, chest and chin. Ashtanga Namaskar. Drop the belly, come to the top of the feet. Inhale, draw the chest in between the hands. Take your gaze up in between the eyebrows. Find your version of cobra. Keep the butt soft. For 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, press back. Mountain pose. Take the left foot in between the hands, drop to the right knee and the top of the right foot. Bring the hands through prayer position, steeple as you lunge into that front left leg. Take your gaze up towards the heavens. Release the hands to the mat, tuck the back right toes. As you exhale, bring the right leg up to meet the left. Forward fold. Inhale, bring the hands together all the way up overhead. Look up, look back. Exhale through prayer position at the heart. Release the hands to the sides. Let's do the same thing on the other side, moving with the cues of our breath. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale the hands to prayer position. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, right leg back. Drop to the knee, top of the foot. Hands through prayer position, crescent moon. Lunge into that front left leg. Release the hands to the mat, tuck the toes. Exhale, send the left leg back to meet the right. The bottom of the exhalation, drop to the knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. Tuck the toes. Exhale, lift the hips up and back. Mountain pose. Take the right foot in between the hands, drop the left knee, take the hands to the chest and up overhead. Release the hands. Tuck the back left toes. Exhale the left leg up to meet the right. Take the hands through prayer. Inhale. Exhale through prayer position at the heart. Release the hands to the sides. Close the eyes and introspect. How the body's warming up. We're beginning to transform even from the beginning of our practice. Fluids are moving, there's heat building in the body. And please draw your awareness to the skin. The largest organ of the body, covering all of our body. I want you to close your eyes and visualize you're standing in front of a mirror. And as you look at yourself in front of that mirror, let's imagine that the skin is no longer there and you're seeing all of the veins and the arteries and the muscles, the bones and the organs, just pumping all the fluid and healthy, vibrant organs, body systems. Just so very grateful for this body and how it works. All of its healing properties and how loyal it's been. Heart continues to beat whether we think about it or not. So very, very grateful for our healthy body, all of the systems and repair mechanisms. Let's go ahead and open the eyes. We'll move into our first asana of the practice. So very grateful for our body. We're going to warm up, bring some heat to our Manipura chakra, our life center. Bring the feet together. Let's come into chair position. Bring the hands through prayer position at the heart. Begin to bend the knees and then take your arms up overhead. You can be parallel or steeple position. Bend the knees as if you're sitting down in a chair. Sit a little bit further. Lengthen through the side ribs. Draw the belly button back. Activate that core. You're going to stay soft in the face. And then go ahead and lift the toes up off the mat. Just the toes. Your chin's parallel to the floor. Your gaze is in between your eyebrow center. You're looking up towards the ceiling. And you're squeezing that belly button back towards the spine. In the final pose, you're listening to the symphony of your breath for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Sit down a little bit further. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, stand up. Release your hands. We'll come into a counter pose. Dvikasana, so we're going to interlace the hands back behind us. Draw your hands down the back side of the body. Look up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the waist. And then to your degree, take the hands away from the back body. As far up overhead as feels good for you. Drop the chin towards your chest and let gravity work for you in this position. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands back to your low back. Bend the knees. Roll up and out, bringing your hands to prayer position. Next, let's bring yoga for the organs, bringing some massage to, we'll start with our stomach. So bring the hands in prayer position, bring the feet and knees together. Inhale. As you exhale, begin to bend the knees and take the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Twist the head and neck so you stack the shoulders. Look up towards the ceiling past your right shoulder. Draw the belly button back towards the spine. Sit down a little bit further here for 3, 2, and 1. You can stay there or release your left hand down to the mat, keeping your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Take your right arm up towards the sky. Open up the chest a little bit more. Look up towards your fingertips. You can stay here, or if you have your bind, you can bend your right elbow. Take your hand to the outside of your left knee. Your left hip. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Release the pose. Bring your hands back to prayer position at the heart. Take a nice deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale slowly. Return the breath to normal. Let's do the same thing on the other side, bringing some loving attention to the hardest internal working organ of the body, the almighty liver. So inhale deeply. As we exhale, bend the knees. Take the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Begin to stack the elbows. Twist the head and neck so you can look up past the left shoulder towards the ceiling. Draw that belly button back towards the spine. Look as far over the shoulder as possible for you, and breathe slowly here. You can stay here, or you can keep that right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Take the fingertips to the earth. Take your left hand towards the sky. You can also bend your elbow and take your hand over to your right hip. Whatever works for you, this is your practice. We're breathing slowly here as we get a nice gentle massage to the brain stem. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, release. Bring the hands back through prayer. Release the hands to the side. To continue a chair series, let's next move into table. So we're going to build a table with our body. So step back a little bit on your mat. We'll bring our knees and feet together. Inhale, the arms up overhead. You can have them parallel or steeple position. As we exhale, we're going to hinge at the waist, folding forward until we get to 90 degrees. Reach those fingertips towards the front of the room. Bring the biceps as parallel as you can to your ears. Engage the belly. Reach long through the side ribs. Send the energy back behind you through your sits bones. Press back towards the wall. You're breathing slowly here, relaxed in the face. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Reach a little bit further. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands through prayer position. Bend both knees. We're going to bring the weight of the body into the left foot. Send that right leg back behind you. Keep the hips and the shoulders square so the big toes in alignment with the center of the body. If you have a head, neck, or shoulder injury, you can keep your hands here at the heart. If you'd like to take your arms up overhead in steeple position or parallel, reach through those fingertips. Getting strong here. Reach for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands back through prayer position. We're going to pendulum that right leg up and forward. Lift, lift, lift those toes as high as the hip bones. Have some fun with it here. It's okay if you wobble. It's okay if you fall. In the spirit of the yogis, we keep a playful attitude. See if you can get your big toe as high as your hip bone. For 3, 2, Smile at the shake of the leg, and 1. We're gonna move into tree. So straight from there, you can either bring your ankle to the inside of your shin, your upper thigh, just not to your knee, okay? Don't press into there. Find what can work for you. Press into that standing leg and then open up that right knee. Bring the hands through prayer position and then take your arms overhead and let those tree branches move how you wish. When we practice balance poses, they bring poise to our days, especially when we're experiencing chaos. So find a drishti or an unmoving point on the floor or the wall in front of you to gaze at and focus. Exhale, release. Shake out your legs. Great job, yogis. We're going to bring the weight. We're going to build some foundation in our right leg. Bring your hands to prayer position. Send that left leg back behind you. Pendulum forward so the hips and shoulders are square. You're looking down your nose at the mat. Your big toes in alignment with the center of the body. And then you can take your arms up overhead to your degree. Press through the heel of your back left foot. Reach through those fingertips for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands through prayer position. Swing that leg through. Smile at the shake in the leg. Saying, I love, your mind might be saying, I love this pose. I hate this pose. Smile and breathe. And 1. Release. Let's come to your version of tree on this side. It may be totally different. You may feel more balanced or less. We'll find what works for you. Press into that standing leg. Open up the left knee. Take your hands to prayer. And then express those branches up towards the heavens. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and release. Continuing with tree series, let's take our feet wide to the outside edges of the sticky mat. We'll move into swaying tree. They also call it tree in a hurricane. We've got a windy day here in the valley of Manoa on the beautiful island of Oahu. So we're going to inhale our arms up overhead. Take the right hand and grab the left wrist. Send the left hip out to the side. Use the strength of the right arm to pull that left arm further over to the right side, and then take your gaze past your left bicep. See if you can move your right armpit slightly forward than the left. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale back to center. We're going to switch sides. Exhale, send that right hip out to the side. Reach, reach, reach. Your right arm overhead. Take your left armpit more forward than the right. Look up towards the ceiling past your right bicep. Breathing here. Inhale up to center. Release the hands. Whew, that's a good one. Especially with so much sitting that we do these days. Bringing those side stretches to lengthen and create space in between those intercostal muscles. So very important. So next, let's bring our feet 5 inches apart. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the waist. Fold forward. Feel free to keep a slight bend in the knees. If you're still feeling tight behind the legs, if you need to have your hands to your shins or the backs of your calves, just let your head hang heavy. Those of us that can bring our hands to underneath of our feet, we're going to hands to feet pose. So bend your knees, take your palms underneath of your feet, and then press down onto your palms. Maybe you can massage your wrists with your toes. Wherever it works for you, press down and then let your head hang heavy. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Bring your sits bones up towards the ceiling. And breathe steadily here. Perhaps you have the privilege to bend your elbows and use the strength of your arms to draw your chest closer to your thighs. Bend the knees, release the hands. We're going to take our palms to the earth and walk our legs back where we'll meet in mountain pose. Press both heels back. Bend the right knee, send the left heel towards the earth. Press powerfully through the right palm. We'll alternate. Bend the left or other side. Take the other heel to the earth. Send both heels to the earth. See if you can press down evenly through both heels. So we're going to press down our right heel, lift our left leg up towards the heavens. Straighten the right elbow. The left big toe is in alignment with the center of the body. See if you can lift it a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, swing it on through as we prepare for Virabhadrasana 1. So you're going to take your back right heel to the earth. Your right toes are at about 2 p.m. As we inhale, the chest upright, roll the shoulders up and back. We're going to lunge into that front left knee. The hips and shoulders are parallel. You can have your hands at prayer position or take them overhead in steeple or parallel. Your chin is parallel to the earth, but your gaze is in between your eyebrow center up towards the heavens. Lunge a little bit further into that front knee. Breathe steadily here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. We're going to exhale, open up as we transform the body into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Take the back right leg and walk it back a few inches so that as you lunge into that front left knee, take a swift glance back at your right arm to make sure that your front and back arms are even. And then twist the head and neck to stare down your front fingertips. Warrior 2 position for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take the right hand up to meet the left. You can be parallel or steeple. Via Virabhadrasana, fearless warrior. We're going to lunge into that front leg, but keep from your belly collapsing on that front thigh. The back of your right foot is gripping the mat. You're breathing and smiling at the shake of the leg for 3, 2, and 1. Release your left hand on the inside of the left thigh. Open up the chest. Take the right hand up towards the ceiling. Heel toe, your back toes back just a few inches if that helps your pelvis to drop towards the floor even more. Inhale, look up. You can stay here or you can bend that right elbow and find your bind. You can take the back of your right palm to the outside of your left hip. You can also take the left hand underneath of your left thigh and grab onto your wrist or interlace your fingers, your 2 peace fingers. Open up that left shoulder and look up towards the ceiling for a nice, gentle massage to the brainstem, wringing out the spine for a healthy, healthy spine. Release the hands to the mat, drop the knee, and then let's heel toe that left leg off the mat. Now, we're going to move into Kandanyasa, which is a balance pose. So to your degree, this is your journey. We're going to bring our hands into push-up pose just underneath of the shoulders. We're going to bring the weight of our body forward. As we bend the elbows, I can hook this left elbow into my left inner thigh. When I walk my back right knee back some, and I find my chaturanga push-up position, I can bend that left, I can hook that right elbow into that right hip. And then begin to play with the balance, lifting one toe up and off the mat, then the other. Give it a few tries. A is for attempt. And then B is for Balasana. We'll have everybody meet after you've given it some try and you feel out the position. Everybody, let's take a rest in child's pose. Sending our hips back to our heels, our forehead to the ground. Take a nice long inhalation through the nose. Exhale slowly. Let's bring the breath to normal. See if you can bring your awareness to the beating of your heart. Boom, 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 boom. It's about the size of a fist in the center of your chest. Visualizing our two lungs, the lower lobes, the middle lobes, the upper lobes, with each breath a fresh life. Our lungs are ventilating and purifying the oxygen and sending it off to the heart, where then the heart is pumping fresh blood and fresh life to all the cells of the body. Visualizing our healthy heart, seeing the ventricles and the auricles just pumping blood and fluids. We're so very, very grateful for our healthy heart. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, we'll meet back up into mountain pose so we can do the same sequence on our solar side, our masculine side. The last side we did was our left, our lunar, our feminine side. So let's bring balance. So press back into your mountain pose. This time, take the right leg back behind you. Lift it up. Keep the toe, the big toe, in alignment with the middle of the body. Press powerfully through the left palm, straighten the elbow, lift that right leg a little bit higher. As you exhale, swing it on through in between the hands. Take the left heel to the earth, the back toes are at about 10 p.m. As we inhale, the chest up, and then exhale, lunge forward, keeping the hips and shoulders square, taking our hands through prayer position, up towards the sky. Arms parallel to the ears, and then see if you can take that left armpit slightly more forward than the right. The gaze is up towards the ceiling. We're breathing slowly here. Inhale, we're going to open up. Exhale, transform our bodies into Virabhadrasana II, Warrior Two position. So glance back briefly, make sure that the hands are in alignment with one another. The hips and shoulders are now parallel to the side wall. Lunge into that front knee, and the front heel is in alignment with the middle of the arch of the back foot. We're turning our head and neck to look down those fingertips for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, bring the left hand up to meet the right. Lunge into that front knee, but keep from collapsing the belly onto that front thigh. You're gripping the mat with the outside of your back foot. Your gaze is towards the ceiling in between your eyebrow center. Breathing steadily here. For 3, 2, and 1. Release your right hand to the inside of the right foot. Open up the chest, take the left arm up towards the sky. If you want to heel toe a few inches, move your back foot back so that you can sink your pelvis closer to the earth. You can stay here if this is where you are today. If you want to bend your left elbow and take the back of your palm to the outside of your right hip. You can also find your bind. Take your right hand underneath your right thigh. Maybe grab onto your first 2 fingers. And then finally open up the chest and look up. Release your hands. Drop the back left knee. Heel toe that right foot up off the mat. bring the hands back into push-up pose. When we bend the elbows, we can take that right elbow into the inside of the right inner thigh. As we bring the weight forward and lift the back left knee, we can bring our left elbow and hook it into that left hip bone. Then begin to play with lifting one toe, then the other. Keep your chin up off the mat. Give it a few tries. And then everybody, let's meet back in child's pose. Take the hips towards the heels. Take the forehead to the mat. Take your hands back down by your sides, palms facing up. And this time, let's bring our introspection, our awareness to the beautiful organ inside of the skull, the healthy, healthy brain. As we rest our forehead onto the earth and feel the support of our practice and the earth's magnetic frequencies. We're so very grateful for the brain and the nervous system, the auditory nerves, so you can hear my voice. So very grateful for the mind and its intellect. You can hear my voice and then make sense of the words that I'm saying, and then move your body. Tell your body to move in various positions. I'm so very grateful for the intellect, our ability to speak and have language, sights and sounds. Thankful for a healthy, healthy brain. Visualizing in this forward fold, a healthy brain for all our years, all the fluids and nerve endings, all of the substances of every cell, mighty mitochondria. So very grateful for this beautiful, beautiful brain and nervous system. When you're ready, we're going to come back up and we're going to meet on our knees. Take our hands to our waist. We're going to take our feet back behind us, just about hips distance. And to start, let's come up onto our big toes. We're going to press down into our low back. Our fingertips are facing up. Draw the elbows in towards one another. Take the gaze up towards the ceiling and look back as far as you can. Press down. It should feel good. We're getting a nice back bend here. You can stay here if this is plenty. You can also take your right hand down to your ankle. Take your left hand down to your ankle. Open up the chest and then let your head drop back. Breathing steadily here, opening up all of the muscles around the heart, drawing more and more love into our life. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To help ourselves up, we're going to press into our low back, lift up. Now, we're going to do this one more time, and you can choose, you can keep your feet up like this. If you feel open and you're ready to go to the next phase, you can bring the tops of the feet to the mat. So inhale, press down into the low back, lift the shoulder, lift the chest up, draw the elbows in towards one another. And then at your pace, take your hands down to your ankles, press the hips away, let your head drop back. Find the slow, steady breath. Bring the hands back up towards the low back. Help your body up. And then we're going to press back to our heels. Bring the forehead down for a nice counter position after the back bends. Back bends help to heal the heart, helps to bring loving energy to the heart, open up the constricted muscles that protect and Protect the heart, so we're bringing more and more love into the heart space. Let's everybody, we're going to inhale and lift up our forehead from the mat. Take our hands to the earth. We're going to press back and find a squats position. We're going to move into an inversion practice, and so I want it to work for you. You might have an injury, or you might be motion restricted, so please do what works for you. If it's fine, if it feels good to you to squat up on your tippy toes, you can bring your hands into prayer position and then press your elbows away. This could be great for you, and then you can find different stretches there, have some fun with it. The rest of us, we're going to go into crow position like Evan's demonstrating here. We'll bring our hands into push-up pose and our knees on the outside of our elbows. Lift the hips up, bend the elbows so you can make shelves with your elbows, and then take the knees on the back side of the triceps. Take the weight of the body forward, look up a little bit on your mat, and then begin to balance on your palms by lifting one toe off the mat, then the other toe. Play with it. If you can go straight into headstand in the middle of the room, feel free to do that. For the rest of us, we're just going to give this a try a few times. And then when you're ready, we're all going to come back down. And if you have a baggy shirt like Evan, you're going to go ahead and tuck it into your shorts. If you have a headstand practice in the middle of the room, by all means, feel free to go into that, any version that you want. You can do tripod headstand, any version that works for you. The rest of us, we're going to come into Sharvangasana, queen pose, shoulder stand. So like Evan's demonstrating, you're going to come lay on your spine and then lift your legs up. You'll come to hold the low back, fingertips facing towards the ceiling, and your elbows are resting on the floor. Your chin is in towards your chest, and your gaze is in between your big toes. Your ankles, your heels, and your big toes are touching. And your breath is long and steady. We're reversing the blood flow of our entire body here. All of our organs are smiling as they receive a nice, healthy organ wash, a bath, if you will, simply by reversing the direction of our blood flow. We're using gravity here to support us. Now, whether you're in headstand or in shoulder stand, let's everybody take our legs wide. Breathe here. Let's bring our legs back to center. If you're in headstand, we'll do splits pose. If you're in shoulder stand, let's bring our left leg over our head towards the earth. It's okay if it doesn't touch the earth. Inhale the right leg up. We're going to switch. Bring the right leg up. And then if you're in headstand, do any variation you'd like. If you're in shoulder stand, let's bring both legs up overhead so that the toes are reaching towards the floor. It's okay if they don't touch. If they do, though, you have the privilege to release your hands from the low back, interlace your hands, and draw your hands as close to the floor as you can. And then breathe here. This is so good for the thyroid and the parathyroid. Let's release our hands back to the low back, bend the knees, and we're going to slowly, one vertebrae at a time, bring our legs back down towards the mat. If you're in headstand, you're going to keep your legs together. Use the strength of your abs to bring the legs down slowly. Everybody will meet on our back, and we're going to do a counter pose to release the stress from the head and neck from our inversion practice. So we'll keep our hands to the side, and then we'll come up on our elbows, lift the chest up, come to rest on the top of the head, like Evan's demonstrating. The feet, the ankles and the toes are together, and you're pressing the toes down and away. Let's everybody find our fish gills. So we're going to take our lower set of teeth past our upper set of teeth. And breathe slowly here. Go ahead and release the head back down onto the mat. Let your hands fall to the side about 6 or 8 inches. Let your head and neck drop from side to side and back to center. Let's inhale and stretch our arms up overhead. Reach. You can grab one arm and reach to one side, to the other side. Take both arms and stretch, reach, reach, reach through your fingers and your toes. Exhale, let's everybody do a yogi sit-up and help your body upright, however you get there. We're winding down here, yogis. We're going to send our legs out in front. Remove the excess flesh from the sits bones. The toes are up towards the ceiling. We're going to inhale our arms up. Stretch tall. Really get long in that spine. And then exhale, hinge from the waist. Lead with the heart. And then grab on, whether it's your ankles, your big toes. Perhaps you can grab onto your wrists back behind your feet. Wherever you are, get to your position and then let your head and neck drop so that you're tucking your chin in towards your chest. And again, the visualization is that the top of your skull is growing towards the top of your feet. Release the toes. Inhale, the spine upright. Take the legs about mat distance apart. We're going to come into a cooling twist. So we'll take the left hand back behind the line of symmetry on the mat as far back as you can. Come down onto your forearm if that's possible. Take the right hand on the outside of the left hip on the floor, wherever it's accessible for you. Twist the head and neck and look as far back as you can on the wall behind you. Your toes are up towards the ceiling, getting a nice twist here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come back up to center. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Take the left hand on the outside of the right thigh. Take your right hand past the line of symmetry. Come down onto your forearm if you can. And then take your fingertips to the outside of the right hip. Look, take your gaze, turn your head and neck so that you're looking as far as you can on the wall behind you. Back to your right. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press into your elbow, help the body upright. Let's bring our knees together. We're going to wrap up with Navasana here. So grab onto underneath of your thighs, bring your knees and your feet together, lift those legs. You can keep hanging on here or you can take your arms away. We're going to stare in between the big toes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, Kapalabhati, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release everybody. Let's turn 180 degrees and come into our favorite yoga asana, corpse pose, Shavasana, final resting position. So stay with us here, Cyber Ohana. Let's go ahead and take the legs about 12 to 18 inches away from each other. Let the feet fall to the side. Take the arms about 6 or 8 inches away from your hips, palms facing up. I'm going to lead us through an active relaxation to help the body move into this relaxation. So go ahead and lift the left foot up off the mat 2 inches. Point the toes, tighten the calf, flex the quad, and let it flop. Lift the right leg up off the mat 2 inches, point and flop. Squeeze the buttocks and draw the belly button down towards the spine. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax the hips and pelvis. Inhale up the side body, all the way up to the shoulders, head and neck, and then exhale with your mouth open. Let the head and neck rock from side to side and back to center. Make a fist with your right hand, lift it 2 inches up off the mat. Squeeze and let it flop. Lift your left hand up off the mat, make a fist 2 inches up off the floor. Squeeze and let it flop. Take your breath all the way up to the face, and then as you exhale, open the mouth, stick out the tongue, bug out the eyes. Simba, lion's breath. Relax the jaw. Inhale, draw the energy all the way up to the forehead. Squeeze your forehead, squeeze your eyes, squeeze your ears. Imagine every hair on your head. Squeeze, and then relax the forehead, the temples, the ears, and face. Let your mind, as the body enters a deeper relaxation, let's bring the mind into focused relaxation. Bringing the awareness to the upper lip, trying to not control the breath. Simply be the observer as your breath moves in and out of the nostrils. Next, bring your awareness to the navel center. And without trying to change anything, see if you can simply observe that there's a natural movement of the belly button as you inhale and exhale. Counting backwards from 10 to 1 at your pace. Focusing the mind's eye on inhale, 10 navel up. Exhale, navel down. Inhale, navel up, 9. Exhale, navel down, 9. Inhale, navel up, 8. Exhale, navel down, 8. At your pace, all the way to 1. Trying not to lose count. Release the count, release the breath. Simply allow your body to relax and receive. Should you have any thoughts come through the mind, let them pass like clouds in the sky. We utilize the mode of rajas, or passion, to move through our practice and transform the body. We bring balance to our practice by resting and allowing the body to relax and receive the healing properties of all of the poses that we did today. draw the awareness back into the physical body again as you inhale deeply into the belly. Exhale slowly. Begin to take your thumb and touch each fingertip. Wiggle your toes. And at your pace, you can inhale your arms up overhead. Stretch long. Whatever feels good to you to reawaken the body like a cat waking up from a nice cat nap. Eventually, we're all going to meet in a side lying position on our right side. You can make a pillow with your left arm. You can take with your right arm, you can take your left hand to the belly. Just give some appreciation to yourself for rolling out the mat and doing this practice with us. As we've been talking about the heart today, the yogis believe that the heart organ governs the emotion of love. And so with each time we roll out our mat and do our practice and invigorate the heart, purify the heart, we're sending self-love to every cell of our body. We're growing self-love. And what we know to be true is that when we stay consistent with our practice, it works. That's why we come together and share this offering with you here. But you'll notice as you meet people on the street or on the screen, they'll notice something's different about you today. So we'll take this friendly spirit and we'll shine our self-love off the mat. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, take that top hand and press it into the earth. Help your body upright. And we'll return to a comfortable seated position at the front of the mat. Take the thumb and first finger together, roll the shoulders up and down the spine. Returning to that space where we began, and without judgment, simply become aware of how we've transformed the mind, the body. And as we move through our day, we can ask and we can stay aware of who's the observer. Our spiritual self is present with us in all moments. We're so grateful for this connection and service to ourselves, bringing our hands to prayer position and bowing to the Lord in the heart. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Mahalo nui loa, everybody. We're so grateful that you joined us here today on Live Yoga Channel. I'm Terra. This is Evan. We began doing this practice online last year during quarantine when we wanted to ground our practice and stay consistent, but also learn how to connect with Ohana that's all around the world. So it means the world to us that you're here with us. If you learned anything today, if you liked it, please subscribe. We're doing our best to grow our channel. I'm so happy to know that I have family in California. Dad, I have Aunt Ann in North Carolina is joining us. We've got Karen down the street in Pahoa and many others that are joining now for this live session. And as we're growing, we're starting to get more followers in India and Pakistan, and they're doing the replays. So wherever you are in the world, please leave us a little note. Let us know that you're here. How do you say hello in your language? We're here in Hawaii, and we say aloha to extend our love and our vibration of welcomeness. So have the best day ever, Ohana. Tune back in. We'll be back on the mat Monday where Evan's going to be leading consistent practice that helps us feel good and move throughout our day. So thanks again. Mahalo nui loa and have the best day ever. Aloha.